Well, I haven't had any posts for a while, you know, of that guy who keeps threatening to kill me if I don't review any of the films that he starred in. I wonder why. Oh yeah, it's because I reviewed all three of them on the channel. And you know what? I decided to send him a little letter of my own for a little bit of personal revenge, if you like. What is up everyone, we're back again with another video, and today is going to be a ranking of all three I Know What You Did Last Summer movies. Now, I don't really do too many rankings on this channel because I like to review the films first and then rank them. I've done it with the Scream franchise and now it's time for the Last Summer franchise. So I had an okay time with this. I mean, they definitely have their problems, but if you want to see them reviewed in full detail, the links to each one of them reviews will be down below. I might talk spoilers in this video here and there, so that is just a heads up if you haven't seen these films. But let's just get into it. Coming in at third place is... That's right, it's I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. I kind of feel sorry for this film compared to the other two because it had a way lower budget. It was straight to VOD. It went through production hell. And to be honest, the movie starts off with a decent little story. You know, it comes away from the main characters of the first two films and does its own little thing with a prank going wrong at a fun fair. And I thought, you know what? I like the way they've gone into this direction. And the characters weren't too bad either. I thought it was going to be full of terrible acting and stuff. But it wasn't. It was fine. However, the filmmaking here, oh my word, was some of the worst filmmaking I have ever seen. The editing, everything was just zooming in and flashing and cut, and then the killer would be here 1 minute and then he'd be over there after a flash on the screen within half a second. It's not even possible. And some of the death scenes were very, very mediocre. I mean, there was some decent looking ones, like a throat slash kill that looked kind of realistic, but most of them were just the killer taking a swipe and the camera cutting to a dead body. I mean, it wasn't the best filmmaking in the world, I'm not going to lie. And one of the worst things about this was the killer is Ben Willis, the killer from the first two movies. And I thought it would have been better if they went to like a copycat killer or something. But no, they just bring him back from the dead. He looks like this zombie with red eyes. He looked terrible. And it was just it was full of horror cliches, you know, people falling over when they're running away and the killer getting hit by a car and getting straight back up. It was just... Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it as much as I thought I would, but not a great movie overall. So number 3 is I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Coming in at number 2 is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, if you're a slasher fan, you might get a kick out of this because this is the movie with probably the best kills out of the whole three. I mean, they were very creative. There were some decent ones in there, especially this guy getting ragged out of a car. You know, a hook just right in his chin there and pulled out the car. I mean, that was an awesome slasher movie kill. The characters were decent as well. They introduced a new couple to go along with Julie and her friend, who is not really a boyfriend, but, you know, I liked him better than Freddie Prinze Jr.'s character from the first movie, which we'll get to in a minute. And it went to a tropical island, and I thought this was a good idea to go to a different location instead of just making it take place in the fishing town, which was good, but I like it when a movie shakes it up a little bit. However, this film suffers heavily from some of the worst decisions you will ever see in a horror movie. I mean, oh my word, the script is terrible. It just doesn't make sense. I mean, it's very risky with the audience because Jennifer Love Hewitt's character wins this holiday by answering the capital of Brazil, and she says that it's Rio de Janeiro, and that is not the answer. So she wins a holiday. Now, if half the audience know what the real answer is, they're going to be thinking all the way through, why has she won this holiday? Something's not quite right here. So the director played a very risky game there, and also when I talk about terrible decisions, Jennifer Love Hewitt finds a dead body in her room in the hotel, and she knows this killer's on the island, and all her friends are saying you're imagining stuff, but she knows she's seen it. So what does she do? She doesn't try and escape from the island. She doesn't try and find help. No, she just gets in a bikini and goes on a sunbed and puts a Walkman in so no one can hear her. And the killer comes, locks it in, and goes and kills everyone else. Yes, not the greatest decision I've ever seen from Jennifer Love Hewitt there. I still can't believe that she actually done that. Especially after the trauma of the first film, everything she went through, seeing her friends killed and stuff. But no, she just goes and gets a tanning session. Yeah, I mean, it just baffled me. It was a terrible script, but like I said, probably the best for slasher kills in the entire franchise. So if you're a slasher fan like myself, you might get a kick out of it. But number 2 is I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. And of course, coming in at number 1 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Now, I remember watching this in the 90s and I thought it was an okay movie, but we were just overloaded with these types of films, weren't we? I mean, we had Scream and Halloween H2O and everything like that. And I don't think I appreciated it as much as I did until I rewatched it. And kudos to the story. I mean, it's a very, very imaginative film. These characters who've got to live with this monkey on their back because they've accidentally killed someone, haven't told anyone, and are just getting on with their lives. But Jennifer Love Hewitt, the main character, is finding it really, really hard to come to terms with what happened. And it's a good little interesting, scenario that these characters are in. And the killer, of course, comes back, or someone knows that they killed this person and comes for them. And it was the story that was the best part about this film for me, and it was very, very nicely paced. The first 2 acts are excellent, trying to find out about this guy they'd hit and the guy that killed, going into the family history of him, visiting his, I think it was his sister or something. That was all very interesting. Sarah Michelle Gellar, who wasn't really someone I found, I didn't really get the big thing about her in the 90s, why everyone loved her so much. I didn't watch Buffy or anything, but she was great in this film. The characters worked for the most part. I mean, there's 4 main characters: Ryan Felipe, Sarah Michelle Gellar, Jennifer Love Hewitt, all great in this. They're not throwaway at all. And Freddie Prinze Jr. did let the side down a little bit. I just couldn't get onto his character at all. But like I said, these slasher films usually just have these characters there for filler and to be killed. But no, each one of them played a part. Even Freddie Prinze Jr., who I don't really like in this movie, still had this little thing that he was doing there. So overall, a decent film. It does fall apart in the 3rd act, though, with all the horror cliches thrown in. I mean, this series suffers terribly from jump scares and the horror cliches I talked about, and I'll always know what you did last summer. Just characters falling over. There's one moment with Sarah Michelle Gellar is in a ton of trouble. This killer is chasing her. She's banging on the glass to her sister in the store that she works, and her sister knows she's in trouble and walks so slowly towards the door and goes, "Oh, I forgot me keys," and walks so slow back while this killer is chasing Sarah Michelle Gellar all over town. If that was your sister and she looked in that much panic, you'd be a lot quicker than that. But like I said, overall, a decent movie, and I did enjoy it. So number 1 is I Know What You Did Last Summer. Okay guys, not the biggest ranking in the world. There is only 3 movies in this franchise, but like I said, I had a decent enough time with this. If you want to see any of these reviews, like I said at the start of the video, they will be down below. And who knows what horror franchise I'm gonna do next. I've done the Scream movies now, although them reviews are really old, but I'll leave them down below as well in my horror revisited playlist. And I'll think of another horror series to do. So yeah, what did you think of these movies? Is there any franchises you want me to go into? Leave it down below and I'll reply to every single one of you, I promise. Take it all easy, guys. I'll see you all in the next video.